Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Hello and welcome to week 7 of the Radical Racing Challenge live on Apex Racing TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is Peter Mackay, Mark Tranter operating the cameras, and we're here at Road America for this round of the championship. Peter, we've had a range of tight twisty circuits such as Laguna Seca. We've also gone to some slipstream circuits like Spa. This one is certainly in the latter camp. We are going to see some brilliant racing out here today, pack racing throughout, and hopefully a sprint to the line as well to decide the race win.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a fantastic meeting here a couple of weeks ago in the Ultimate eDriver series with 40 real-world racing drivers all in Indy cars, which was hugely exciting. Really, really enjoyed it, and I'm sure we're going to have some fantastic racing today with our Radicals as well. And this Road America layout, it's one of my absolute favourites anywhere in the world. Situated just on the banks of Elkhart Lake in Wisconsin, so any Green Bay Packer fans, this is the local track, if you like, just north of Chicago, and it has not changed in its layout since its inception in 1955, the year that James Dean passed away at the wheel of a Porsche.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't another layout of the circuit. You've got the bend circuit, which makes the kink slightly more safe, but apart from that, as you say, that there's never really been any other layouts of this track, because they pretty much perfected it on the first try. I'm a big fan of this place, as are many racing fans, so very glad to be here for this week 7. Baba goes to the top, followed by Ming, Crab and Castles, but plenty more times to come in. A very good quality field, over 100 drivers signing up for today's race. And interesting, we've got Taymans at the top of the standings now. That's an impressive time from Nicholas Taymans right there, a driver that I'm not familiar with at least. Peter, have you seen him on iRacing in the past?
The name doesn't ring a bell, and that's what I love about it. That's the great thing here about the Radical Racing Challenge, that if you're watching this and you're a budding iRacer, you have an iRacing account, you can come along and take part in the Radical Racing Challenge. But Sam, as you said, over 100 entries, and of course only 20 or 25 or so grid slots in each race. So the top rated drivers are here in the top split, which is what we broadcast here on Apex Racing TV. And let's see, Taman's very, very high, iRating 5.6, but of course you can see there's a few others slightly higher than that even still. So brilliant to see. I love us getting a bit of a wild card coming in and shaking up the order. Absolutely superb.
And the order is really shaken up at the moment. Lopez down in 6th place, albeit you can see the times are very close around this long circuit. And Kane Halliburton messed up his first lap, so it was still an eligible lap time for Halliburton. But you can see 5 seconds off the pace right there, which is well off the pace for the driver who's got a couple of pole positions this season. Has put quite a bit of pressure on himself for this second lap. But look at Paul Crabb with a couple of purple first sectors. Aaron Barber as well also improving. This is looking like a real open round of the championship. Just hope that this openness can translate over to the race, not just qualifying. The second lap times are about to be pumped in, so Barber, can he go faster? He's crossing the line now. Oh, he did go faster, but it wasn't enough. Crabb moves ahead of Ming. That would be a very good qualifying for Crabb if he can hold on to that. Castles moves up into 7th place. Taymans is going to be crossing the line very soon. And Taymans doesn't improve, but it was still a very good lap time. Even that lap would be good enough for provisional pole, so he's absolutely lighting it up. And Keaveney up into 3rd position. Not familiar with John Keaveney whatsoever, so a couple of new drivers up in the top 3 at the moment as we ride on board with Halliburton, who's entering the final few corners. This could be good enough for pole position, but well, it could be good enough for pole. If he makes one small mistake, it might be 10th.
Absolutely, let's get him around the final corner here, turn 14, a critical bend here at Road America, up the hill. He's done that super clean as Kane Halliburton. Over the line he comes. Is it going to be pole position? Is it not? Over he goes. He goes to pole position, 158.817. Oh, 12 thousandths of a second, Sam. What a clutch lap time from Kane Halliburton.
There was a lot at stake right there for Kane Halliburton. Missed last week, so he really wanted to outscore Pablo Lopez, and look at that, he's well ahead of Lopez on the grid, but it's not going to be an easy win. It's Halliburton on the pole position, Nicholas Taymans in 2nd place. Then it's Aaron Baba, John Keaveney lines up in 4th, then it's Paul Crabb, K Ming, and Pablo Lopez. Championship leader, of course, is Lopez. John McHutchinson lines up in 8th, then it's Ant Castles, Ruben Rodriguez, Yone Kayanen, Andreas Friedrich, Cedric Krolich, Sean Malloy, Dan Webster, Sebastian Chevalier, Dennis Kyriakopoulos, Robert Woodward, Eric Hanoi, Andrea Fusini, Scott Callahan rounds up the 21 cars. What stands out to me out there, Peter, is just how good some of the drivers are at the back. You know, you got Fusini, Hanoi, and Woodward near the back of the order. This is possibly the highest quality field we've seen all season.
Absolutely, there's just no hiding place, is there? And of course, we see a lot of attrition in turn 1 and then down into turn 3 here at Road America. It's really critical to try and get through that first sector clean. And then again, there's another danger spot coming down the moraine sweep to turn 5, the tight left-hander. So drivers have got to keep their noses clean. Any mistake, the field will be gone. So this is going to be a cracker. I can't wait.
Sure will be. It's going to be a massively long run down to turn 1, standing start for these cars, and potentially you might even see drivers dip into the slipstream and still be able to get past going into 1. But it's going to be the last lap where hopefully this race will be decided, because we are about to get underway for week 7 of the Radical Racing Challenge. Halliburton from pole, and the green flag is up. A brilliant start for Halliburton. He pulls away from the rest of the order. Baba up into 2nd place. Full start for Taymans to move down into 4th position from the front row of the grid. However, he could still have a chance of holding on to 3rd. Does give it up to Keaveney. They almost make contact to the debutants though, and it's allowing the top 2 to make a little bit of a break. Right, Lopez up into 5th place. Nice start for Lopez. Also a bit of an aggressive move there, I think, for Paul Crabb. Just looking up the inside. And a few drivers run away. That was Keaveney, who got a good launch off the line. Looked like he was going to be up into 3rd place, but maybe just that inexperience in these top split races just proving important there, and he has dropped down the order slightly. So Lopez up into 5th place. It's now very very tight just around him, however, because look, he's kind of been shoved out for a bit there, and Kike Ming runs wide, and also into the wall is Paul Trout, which is a massive shame, and then off again is Kike Ming, and joining him was Friedrich, so just a bit of a slow up there, and it caused a lots of chaos behind, and that's a couple of drivers who could have won this race out of contention earlier.
Well, we saw there, interestingly, Pablo Lopez really on the move in the Fordzilla team car, and oh, we got an R-spinner and off. Oh dear, dear, dear. Well, I think that might have been Krolczyk actually as well, or Webster possibly, getting turned around there. No, Webster's on the move. I think it was Krolczyk actually, but we saw Pablo Lopez really on the move there, desperate to try and not let the leaders get away. He needs to maintain touch with those leaders, and Paul Crabb threw the biggest block you've ever seen. Perfectly safe, but a massive block, and then just lost it on the exit of the corner, and Lopez managed to go through. But it's been what a great start from Kane Halliburton. Critically got the car off the line clean, made it into turn one on his own terms. But Aaron Baba, we know how fast he is. He's right in the draft. Now here we're going to see 0.6 of a second at the start of the front straight. What's it going to be when they get to turn one?
It's going to be barely anything, because the gap at which the slipstream kicks in is about 1.6 seconds, and so even Taman's there in third place. He'll be getting a bit of a drop from the drivers ahead. So this could still be very much in play for the top 7. I think Rodriguez may be a bit out of it now, but I think the top 7 could start to close in on one another because of the strength of the draft, as long as they are evenly matched to one another, as it seems to be in qualifying. Kyriakopoulos, he's had a good start. He's up into 13th place. It's in quite a clean car still right there. He's just got past Robert Woodward. Highest gainer so far is Eric Hanoi, just ahead of these guys. Up 7 places is Hanoi, but we'll focus on this one. This is Woodward. Fusini, who's well out of position. Fusini often a top 10 runner, and Callahan as well. I don't believe we've seen too much of Callahan so far this season. Woodward ahead. Fusini having to stay in 16th place. Also Webster behind them. Webster, another strong driver, in 17th place. So still a few drivers out of position. Webster actually down 2 places from his start.
This is going to be interesting to see how Aaron Baba can get on. We know he's got super pace, and Taman's our wild card, but Pablo Lopez has got a lot of work to do. He's got about 0.6 of a second to get up towards Taman's in third, so he's got a few steps to make to get up towards his championship rival Kane Halliburton. But look who's back. Mark McHutchison is right in the draft of Pablo Lopez, and that's super smart from the Scotsman, a canny Scotsman, in that red and white Rampant Lion Caledonian flag livery on that car. Hutch on the wing, I like that, that's cool. As well, actually, do you know what that reminds me of? Another Scottish ace, Alan McNish, who actually drove the Daytona 24 Hours in a Ferrari 333 SP, which actually has quite similar proportions to this car.
Yes, and that'd be faster though than one.
Oh yes, yeah. V12, yeah.
Yeah, but these things certainly aren't slow themselves. Kind of catching up to Kivini, but yeah, odd that Lopez wasn't able to stay a little bit close to Tamas. Tamas was in the draft, and so was able to catch up to Barber, but surprised that Lopez didn't quite go with him. However, I think, yeah, that top 5 should stay close. Kivini just not with the pace that he showed in qualifying, unfortunately. Maybe just that consistency hurting him, and he did run wide as well at turn 2 on the opening lap, so it could be a bit of aero damage for him. He's battling hard with Kynan. He could be in for some big points. Kynan, a driver who I think has done every single one of these Radical Racing Challenge top split races so far this season, so he's doing pretty well in the championship. So Kynan up into 6th place. Now Rodriguez a little bit further behind. Ruben Rodriguez, good to see him back up, so I think missing a couple of rounds recently. There's Castles, Chevrolet and Malloy rounding out the top 11. Yeah, Lopez now 1.25 seconds behind. So on that last lap, Lopez beat Halliburton by 0.2. So as long as he keeps that up, then he should be alright. And of course, as he gets closer, the draft effect will become stronger. So I think Lopez is still in a good chance here. I think it's really just going to be a case of these 5 kind of jostling about one another, but they kind of need to decide who wants to be up front, or whether they want to kind of leave it till the last lap to make up some places.
Yeah, and of course Mike Hutchison, all he's got to do, he's got to, just try and stay within that kind of second of a gap, and you'll get 3 or 4 tenths on the front straight alone, let alone the rest of the track. So Hutchison's basically getting pulled along up towards Taymans, with Lopez got some great pace. Let's see what he puts in, a 1:58.5, so 3 tenths quicker than Halliburton in the lead, and about the same as Taymans, in fact 7,000 slower. So no improvement there on the leading pack for Pablo Lopez. So he's really got to throw the kitchen sink at this, because we have a great deal of time. We're already at 1/3 race distance. It's very much a sprint here in the Radical Racing Challenge. But what Pablo Lopez could really do with is Aaron Baba or Taymans throwing a bit of a lunge here and having a go, because that will immediately slow the pace down. But I feel Aaron Baba and Nicholas Taymans are smarter than that, because they know that they're in the leading group and they're in a privileged position right now.
Yeah, I think as long as Lopez is gaining time on Halliburton, I think he should be on course to catch up, because second and third can only get so close to Halliburton, even if they are 2 tenths a second faster. Once you're 2 tenths behind, then like you said, it's either go for a dive or stay behind. So I think they might just get a bit stalled behind Halliburton here. And yeah, Lopez now within a second of these guys. So yep, it's going to be 5-car chain quite soon. Kainen's a bit too far behind, isn't he? 3.3 seconds behind. Kivani Rodriguez right on the tail now of Kivani. Still got a slight jump on the car ahead, flat through the kink. A few of these corners reminds me of kind of Formula 1 when they go to Silverstone, where they're easy flat through Abbey and Cox, and half the corners, which in most cars are frightening, are just easy as. And it's kind of similar here, because the kink is easy flat, then this one I believe is also flat out for the drivers, Bill Mitchell bent. And so it's really just extends the straight even more, and the slipstream becomes more and more effective, and that is helping out Rodriguez. Kivani struggling to keep up with Kainen here, and Rodriguez is going to go for this move, I reckon, into turn 1.
Yep, let's see if we can get it done. He's got a fantastic run here, almost in the bump draft right now, but we do know that in these Radical SR8s, the drivers throughout the season have really complained, but they've certainly commented on the dirty air that comes out the back of these cars. So you hear it to them talking about it in Formula 1. It's actually a bit of an issue here for the drivers in the Radical SR8 cars on iRacing, because there's quite a lot of turbulent air coming out the back, and therefore makes it very, very difficult to get close to the car in front. So you kind of need to use the long draft and kind of get a run using the slipstream on your rivals and make the move that way, as we see Ruben Rodriguez having a sling around the outside at turn 5. Wonderful move, and makes it stick. Oh, a bit of a slide there through turn 6 under the Corvette bridge. That was superb. But what has happened to Aaron Baba? We're going to replay here.
Yeah, this is him taking the lead off Kane Halliburton, and it was very simple. Felt like he wanted to lead instead. All these drivers, remember, this is a fixed setup series, which is a fantastic, it divides opinion. I think some of these top guys who know this car inside out would love to have it open setup so they could tweak it to their own driving style. However, for newcomers to the series, it's brilliant to have this fixed setup. It means that everyone's up to pace. Oh, Halliburton's been hit by Taymans. Oh, what an impression Taymans has made on his debut, because he has taken out the second place man in the championship, and it leaves 3 fighting for the win. That came out of absolutely nowhere. Halliburton lost the lead, but he did nothing wrong with this one, and this was just a misjudgment from Taymans here, and I guess it's his first lap behind. Halliburton didn't know when he was going to brake, and just taps him around. Feels guilt straight away by trying to let him past.
Oh my. Well, yeah, down into Canada corner there. It's a very heavy braking zone from the top of top gear. Oh my word. Now that just shuffles everything out. And of course, Kane Halliburton, a regular in the championship, very much a championship contender. He's had a couple of wins so far this season, but of course Taymans, as we said, a wild card in terms of the championship, but the 6th seed, so a high I rating, so No fool, certainly. His qualifying pace proved that. But that is devastating for Halliburton as a championship contender to be kind of taken out by a driver not involved in that championship battle is gutting. But the effect is that Lopez is now up to second and McHutchison's on the podium.
Yeah, McHutchison is that'll be McHutchison's best result of the season, I think. Obviously, he's going to have a great chance at the race win now as well. But how things change for Lopez. Started 6 places down in his championship drive, and now he's in a different postcode. Oh, we got another spinner here. That's Kivani, whose day has just gone from, from very good to bad. This was how it happened. Has he been hit here? So this is him behind Rodriguez. And he just takes a little bit of grass and spins the car around, just unsettling the springs.
Yeah, there's a big bump there on the inside. That's at the hurry down section into turn 8. You've got to be super careful there. But that's a bit of a bonus ball there for Halliburton. He's back up to 8th now. And brilliant stuff from McHutchison. He'll be delighted to be up there on the podium. Us Scots, we do like it here at Road America. The great Johnny Dumfries actually won here in 1987 in a Porsche 962 for Dyson Racing. And also Robin Liddell went around the outside in the wet at Canada Corner in a Chevrolet Camaro to win the Michelin Pilot Challenge a couple of years ago as well. So it's happy hunting ground for us Scots.
Yeah, it sure is. So you see Hutchison's still in 3rd place, but Chevrolet trying to move up into 6th position. In fact, that's Castles up into 6th position. Halliburton will easily move forward. Quite a bit of damage on Halliburton's car now. That will be affecting him down the straights, but he's so quick through the corners that he's being able to make up for it. Here he is. He pulls out of the slipstream, and that does leave him a bit vulnerable. It's not too bad, though, as he goes deep on the bricks. We saw the perils of turn 3 earlier on in the race, but Halliburton this time easily moving his way past. Castle's then staying in 7th place. Chevrolet up 7 places so far. And of course, Taymans, after that hit earlier on, he'll be looking to get past, running a bit wide there was Castles. You don't want to do that too much, because just as you have a bump at that corner, you have a bump through, or just as you have a bump through turn 8, you have a bump through hurry downs, turn 7. So that can cause you even more area damage. And Castle's race is going to be quite a long one from here, because he's got a queue of cars lining up to pass him.
Yeah, we've also got in this pack, we've got in 10th pace, we've got Sean Malloy in 10th there for Downforce Racing. Of course, the man who puts all this together, the community to get this broadcast together, and he looks holier than thou there, doesn't he, in his picture. Fantastic. Sean Malloy. And of course, he mentioned when he was on with us a couple of weeks ago, Sam, that this was a championship which struggled to even get an official number, to even get enough numbers to make the race official. And now we've got 4 or 5 splits every week. Fantastic.
Yeah, I remember in the days when I won the BSR Radical Winter Series.
Everyone got their bingo card ready?
Yeah. The participation wasn't that high. I think that was after it went fixed setup, but when it was open setup, it was kind of struggling. Then just season on season, it's got better and better. It's such a fun car, this to drive. I think I'm a big fan of the sports cars. I'm a big fan of the 911 and this one's proper designed to race cars. They are a lot of fun, and of course so accessible for new drivers. That's some netcode contacts, I think, down the straights. And now the number 6 of Taymans runs wide, and he's had a little bit of a tricky day. Has Taymans, of course, started up in 2nd place and took out Halliburton, and then on that occasion could have taken out, I think it was Castles, who kind of had to turn out of the corner. Chevrolet moves back up into 8th. Castles, he's running wide again there. I don't know, maybe he's getting away without too much damage, but you can see the car oscillate as it goes over the grass. Can't help but feel like that's going to be costing him a little bit. All of a sudden, Kivani's a little bit behind these guys still, but certainly Hanoi and Kyriakopoulos looking to take advantage of this at the back of the train.
Getting very close at the front. There's 0.3 of a second separating Erin Baba and Pablo Lopez. Now, we know that on the front straight there is about a 0.3 of a second benefit, if you like, when you go along, perhaps even more here. So if Lopez can get a good run, watch this here. Is he going to go for the run? Is he going to try and draft by Aaron Baba, or is he happy to wait there for a few laps? Now, the one thing is, though, Sam, is they are dropping John McHutchison quite considerably, and they might well be completely clear in a lap or two's time. So maybe that's Lopez's thinking, to make sure that this is a two-car battle for the win.
I'm surprised McHutchinson hasn't been able to stay a bit closer, to be honest, because that draft is quite strong as long as you're kind of within a second or so. And yeah, like you said, they have been dropping him quite considerably. I wouldn't rule him out just yet. 0.9 of a second, the gap between second and third, but of course McHutchinson will still be getting time on the leader, and now they're going defensive. McHutchinson's right back into this one now. Just one defensive move. Lopez goes round the outside, Baba covering off the inside, but Lopez will have the better run, and often the outside line into turn 4 is the way to go, and that has turned out to be the case for Lopez, and McHutchinson immediately closing that gap. We've got 4 more laps to go at the end of this one. I'm surprised Lopez went for that one quite so early, but if we look back to Phillip Island, I think on that occasion as well, he was quite desperate to have the race lead. He didn't want to do it on the last lap, so Lopez likes to have the lead, but I'm not sure if that's the pace you want to be going on to the last lap.
Well, we'll see. We shall see. Maybe Pablo Lopez feels like he's got a bit more pace underneath that car and wants to try and make a break for it. I mean, that's confidence if that's the case. But well, he's certainly had the pace to be able to pull himself up into the field. But look at Aaron Baba. This is very clever. Just trying to back the pace up slightly as soon as there's an opportunity. Oh, big wiggle, big head shake there. And actually, Lopez backs out of it, sees an accident coming, and thankfully there wasn't. But whoa, big wobble there for Aaron Baba. But classic Troy Bayliss tactics there, Sam. If you get overtaken, snap straight back as soon as you can. Do not let that driver who's overtaken you get away. And exactly as you said, Sam, John McHutchison is right back in this as well. He would be delighted to see them trading positions in front.
Yeah, I think McHutchinson's a bit weary of these guys. He's kind of thinking, wow, these guys are fighting hard, and we've still got 4 laps to go. I'm not sure if I want to get involved in this. So I think his tactic might just be to hope that they collide with one another, and maybe pick up the pieces. I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting behind at the moment. Sean Malloy alongside this would be a brilliant result for Malloy, who had a disappointing Phillip Island round. Really wasn't able to show his true pace, but partly due to the various incidents we've had here at Road America, probably been the most chaotic round of the championship we've had, but along with Malloy's very good pace, he's up there in 9th place, which is very good considering his seeding of 19. That's what the number indicates. That is their car number, but their car number originates from who's got the highest iRating, the 1 with the highest iRating, the 21 with the lowest. So that gives you an indication of kind of how much each of these drivers is overperforming. Malloy still alongside, trying to pass Hanoi, and he has got ahead. He'll be slow though through turn 7. Kyriakopoulos still hanging about with these guys. Keaveney catching back up. Callahan's making a bit more of a base out of this, and Taymans, after the various issues Taymans has had, still lapping very well. That last lap was a bit naff from Taymans, but I think on the most part he's been lapping well at least, so he's trying to come back as well.
Yeah, a little bit of rear wing damage there. You can see that won't be helping. These cars are so fragile and so dependent on their aerodynamics as well, so you've got to be careful of that if you get into a little bit of rough and tumble. In fact, actually pulls over to the side there, and Woodward's going to try and blast by in the 16 car. Yeah, there you go. That's a brilliant demonstration of the problems that Nicholas Taymans is dealing with that car that's certainly been in its fair share of punch-ups so far in this race. Interestingly, Aaron Baba holding very strong at the front and actually built a gap up to about 0.6 of a second. It's now down to 0.3 as they head down the hill towards... Now, I keep always losing myself on this circuit. It's now this is the carousel now. No, it's the camera angle down to turn 3. The camera angle. So yeah, turn 3 down towards turn 4 and then 5 underneath the cheese bridge. And interestingly, Lopez not quite close enough to make the move just yet. Aaron Baba right in the hunt for this race.
Yeah, definitely. 2.5 more laps to go. When will Lopez go? Will he go for the move anytime soon? He's got struck right back last time, but maybe lining up for another move coming up. We've still got Malloy, Hanoi and Kyriakopoulos battling out, and that is Malloy defending again. But Hanoi with a better exit through turn 3 into 4. And by the way, I do make a point to call that corner number 3, because you can't have a corner name on a straight, in my opinion. Very strange corner names around this circuit, but that in my mind is turn 3. Going into the carousel, fortunately we can all agree on that one. Lopez, though, he's gonna try to go for the lead. No, he just slips out of it, in fact. But Hutchinson it's clear that McHutchinson isn't as quick as these guys. But he could still pick up the pieces, and that's not a bad place to be. I think if you gave him this scenario at the beginning of the race, I think McHutchinson would happily take it.
Absolutely, a tenacious Scotsman hanging in there, never giving up. That's what we like to see there from John McHutchison. I think in any case, he'll be absolutely delighted with this run for the podium. They've got a good gap back, 5.5 seconds. Back to Kayanen in the number 3 car, but this is getting very close now. Baba and Lopez. Thought Lopez was maybe have a little look there, but I feel that while Baba and Lopez battle one another, McHutchison's just going to be in there the whole time, waiting for something to happen. We're on to the penultimate lap here at Road America, quite a long lap round, so plenty of opportunities left. But Baba, I tell you what, he's really strong there out of turn 3.
Yeah, if he's strong there, then he might be able to cover off this attack. He'll still be canned a corner, though. He could make a move. Perhaps Lopez will have the final corner. So Bava's got to... I'm sure he's braced for it already. This final lap onslaught from Lopez, where he'll be going for a move everywhere. Look at this now. I wish we could have another 5 laps of this, because this is brilliant. All these guys with their various issues, bad qualifying, maybe an incident on lap 1. Obviously, we had Kivini with a spin. And Taman's right at the back of this with quite a bit of damage. Taman's he's probably not going to feature in this one too much. He's quite slow up now. But of course, he has had his best misdemeanors, and they've all congregated on this same piece of circuit. And it's Hanoi who has got back ahead of Malloy then, who is leading this train. But it will almost certainly change from this order with 1.5 laps remaining. Unfortunately, we won't be able to pay too much more attention to this one, because of course the battle for the lead is going to be hotting up. But Malloy holding on for the moment as we're about to start the white flag lap. And Lopez a bit too far behind, I think, to go for the move into turn 1, Peter. But I think perhaps if he can just nail turn 1 and 2 at the end of the back straight, could be his chance.
Yeah, down into turn 5, we see that being a real opportunity for last lap manoeuvres. We see it so many times where it comes down to that area, but Lopez looks to the inside. Baba goes into the inside very early. That will really compromise his exit out of here, out of turn 1, down through turn 2, and then into turn 3. Lopez, he thought about having a look, but then decided to swip back to the preferred line, and he's closer. He's definitely closer here to Erin Baba. Now you can see the time just eking away. Baba very cleverly goes to the inside line straight away, making sure that Lopez has not got room to sling it in down the inside. He's going to have to go the long way around, but once again, look at this. Lopez might be able to get the cutback here. He gets a run, just a little bit of dirt there, and that kills his momentum. Baba still ahead. This is going to go right down to the wire, Sam.
Yeah, he's fended off the first couple of attacks, but he's got the big one down at Canada corner, and then he'll have the final corner and the run to the line. So Baba at the moment surely the favourite here, because he's got a little bit of a gap as well, 3.5 tenths as the turbine kicks in through the carousel. But from pretty much here on in round the lap, it is all flat out, and Lopez will start gaining. McHutchinson is all counting on these two colliding with one another, but Lopez is catching quick. It's 3 tenths of a second, it's quarter of a second, 2 tenths. He could go for a dive going into Canada corner. He's certainly close enough for a move. He looks to the inside, has to go to the outside. Will try to get the cutback, or will he go all the way around the outside? They're alongside with a couple of corners to go at Road America. Lopez pulling ahead, but he's not fully ahead because still Barber is staying alongside. Can Lopez cover it off? He does cover it off to the inside, but it still races to the line as Lopez squirms into the final corner. It's a run to the line here. Barber dips into the slipstream. He's gaining considerably. It's down to, it's even, and Barber gets ahead. Lopez trying to cover him off, but it's Barber who gets the race win. It was a brilliant race to the line, just as we hoped before the race started, and Lopez is beaten in the end. Barber takes the race win, and well, what a brilliant battle. That looks all fair on my end, at least, Peter. It was just that tight entry for Lopez, and it enabled Barber to get that brilliant launch out of the final corner.
And well, Aaron Barber, he nearly got Robin Liddell there by Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez pulled off the Robin Liddell move around the outside at Canada corner, but just couldn't quite get it to stick to the line. What a finish. You called it before the race, Sam. Are we going to have a drag to the line? Well, we absolutely did, and wow, what a thrilling finish.
Yeah, it really was, and yeah, that's one of the best races of the season, I think. It's a shame that Halliburton and co weren't involved in that one. You know, I think yeah, Halliburton and Taymans would have certainly been in with a chance, maybe even Keaveney as well, and a couple of the others as well. Ming, who got involved in the issue, and Paul Crabb looks very quick in qualifying, but we still had some very top drivers battling it out, and yeah, a brilliant finish to end the race. Cedric Krolic still about to reach the line. It's worth completing as many laps as you can. Make sure that you finish as high up as possible in order to get those iRacing points. Unfortunately, I'm down to 3,060 iRacing. I think I've been below 3,000 iRacing for about 4 years. So I'm really sad that I've got worse. And I peaked at 19 years old, it seems. And I've got considerably worse since. Andreas Friedrich crosses the line in 18th. I think all these guys significantly higher than myself. So yeah, I think that is all the drivers across the line, and we can take you through your final finishing order. And it is Aaron Barber with, I believe, his first race win of the season. I'm not sure about that one, but I
Indeed,
believe
it is.
that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is Barber's first race win of the season. Lopez in second place. Still really good points for the championship there for Lopez. He's finished on the podium, I think, in every single strength of field race this season, and will be extending that championship lead over Kane Halliburton. John McHutchinson finishes in third place. Then it was Ruben Rodriguez, Yone Kainen, Kane Halliburton. I forgot Halliburton was even in the race, but he did brilliantly to recover. And Castle's actually pushing pretty hard in 7th place, but yeah, one of Castle's best results of the season. That Sebastian Chevalier gained a bunch of places. In the end, won that almighty battle in 8th place. Apologies, no, Chevalier was a bit clear. Then it was Malloy who won that mighty battle. Hanoi and Callahan just behind. Then it was Robert Woodward, Nicholas Taymans with a lot of damage by the end. John Keaveney had a couple of spins. Andrea Fusini, just a bit detached from them. That poor qualifying for Fusini really cost him. Dennis Kyriakopoulos must have got involved in something near the end because he finishes a distant 16th. Then it was Cedric Krolic, who was 4 laps down, Andreas Friedrich 8 laps down, and then Paul Crabb, Dan Webster, and Kike Ming rounding out the order. So you can see some of the seedings of those drivers very low, or very good, maybe is a better way of putting it. So yeah, some big names getting involved in incidents. We are going to have a chat with our race winner. Lovely to have a chat with our race winner. It is Aaron Barber. Congratulations, and I got to ask, what's your heart doing now? That seems very exciting.
My heart is exploding, really. I think I have 180 pulses or something. It's really crazy, man. But I'm telling you guys, it's really an honor to fight with Pablo. It's so fair, but it's really hard racing. But it's always a pleasure, really. Ah.
So we'll do this opposite of chronologically. We'll start with the final corner of the race. So going into that final corner, how did you assess your chances? I mean, did you think that the run to the line was possible? I mean, what was going through your mind at that point?
I know Pablo has a great pace and he's fast, so I had to keep my pace at 100% every lap. But I knew the last lap I had to defend hard, and it's really 50-50. So I thought, okay, I will take the defensive line on the last 2-3 corners. But then I saw him beside me, and the only option to have a chance is to brake a little bit earlier, to take a better exit for the last turn and carry a little bit more speed. Otherwise, you can never win. I played it in my head, and it played in real life also. So it's like 50-50. But yeah, this time I had a little bit of luck that Pablo has. He had a worse exit than me. But yeah, you can see side by side, and then yeah, I had to make that move, and it paid out.
We
Oh
saw
man.
some jostling of position between you guys for much of the race. How keen were you to be in the lead in like maybe like lap 8, kind of midway through the race? Was it important for you to be in the lead, or were you not too fast?
The problem is if you're not in the lead, then you get caught up in the battles behind you. Then the other guy will try and overtake you and fight you, and then you have less chance to win the race. So in every race, I try to be up front. I know at Road America, with the draft, it's impossible. But sometimes if you are the second car, you get really too much dirty air. So the time you make up in the straight, you lose it in the corner because you have to lift sometimes. So I thought, yeah, you know what? Okay, I want to be in the lead. And then it's a shame that Kane and Nicholas, they had an accident. I don't know what happened. I have to see the replay. But yeah, it's sometimes you want to be in the lead, sometimes you want to be the following car. But yeah, this time it paid out. I wanted to be up front. I know that, okay, if I want to battle, I will battle with Pablo. I will not give him anything the last lap. I will run defensive. We will go side by side, too wide on every corner, because here you can do it. It's a wide track. You can do side by side, and I know how Pablo races, so I'm sure he can do it also. And I had no doubt, and I thought, okay, we go side by side, then we finish side by side. That's what we did.
At the moment, you're quite far down the order in the championship, but that's only because you've missed some of the weeks this season.
Yes,
Do you think if
yes,
you
yes.
can, are you going to be able to do the rest of the weeks for this
Yeah,
season?
I think I will do the rest of the weeks. Unfortunately, the first 1 or 2 weeks I was not unable to attend the broadcast race. I was in a league, and then we did some races on Friday also. So I couldn't leave my teammates alone, so I had to choose that league. But now I will do every Friday. I'm free. I will do every Friday the Radical League. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to race with these guys. It's crazy.
Absolutely, very glad to hear that. And is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to you guys, and I'm sorry for Kane. I know he's fast. I was looking forward to battle with him. And Nicholas is a friend of mine also, but I have to see the replay. So shout out to everybody in the Radical community, to you guys for doing an amazing job. And I will see you guys next week. I hope we take a podium or something, or maybe a win. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, Erin, and yeah, best of luck next Friday.
Thank you guys. See you next week. See you next week. Bye.
Erin Barber there, your race winner tonight. By the way, just a quick shout out from us to SDK Gaming, who provide our lovely overlay, which you've been seeing for much of this race. SDK Gaming also do a heads-up display for whilst you're racing with a fuel calculator and really all the info that you need for when you are racing. So I recommend signing up to SDK Gaming. Check out their website, and you can do bunch of customization on it as well. So certainly do check that out. I think we've also got our second place man waiting for a chat, Peter, and that is Pablo Lopez.
We do indeed. Pablo, thanks for coming in to have a chat with us. What a thrilling race that was. Tell us about it from your seat.
My seat was at 180 BPMs on my heart rate, and amazing finish with Erin. Kudos to him, deserved win, and maximum respect to him because it was amazing, hard racing, but also clean. So I love that.
It certainly was. That was one thing that stood out to us in the broadcast was how hard but clean the racing was, and of course, coming down into the last lap, going around the outside at Canada Corner. Is that a move you've pulled off in the past?
I did, but also I wanted to just wait till Canada Corner because we had the guy who came in third, John, behind, and didn't want to force too wide in the beginning of the lap because he then could have a chance of overtaking us, any of us. So I wait there to have just 3 corners chance to grab the win. I just almost got it. I thought I was winning just as we exit the last corner, but then I saw the draft and oh my god, it was amazing.
It certainly was. Now, talking about your heart rate, Pablo, of course, it was the Daytona 24 Hours last weekend, and I saw a clip earlier in the week of you doing some stunt driving with Delara P2 car, and you were in your BMW. Tell us about that one.
I think that was the best save of my life as well. Because I was running the car after 21 hours with all the work from Alex Fallow, the IndyCar driver, and also Luke Browning with the F4, and Julian Rodriguez and Miguel Clara did amazing job in the setup. So I had to catch it. I had to save it. I mean, I couldn't crash there.
Well, it was certainly a fantastic save, a full 360 for those on the broadcast who haven't seen it. Go on to check it out. It's I'm sure it's on your Twitch channel. I'm sure, Pablo.
Yeah, and also we'll make a video talking about it, and also I think iRacing will have it in the top highlights of Twitch in January, hopefully.
Oh, I think they definitely will. It's certainly in our top 10. Pablo, before we let you go, who would you like to shout out to here on Apex Racing TV?
Today I wanted to shout out to Erin and Ruben, but also to Kane, who I hit in the Daytona 24 hours with a netcode, and also my friends, teammates. So kudos to Erin, Ruben for this 4th position, and Kane to just keep fighting with him in the championship. So it will be nice to have.
It certainly will. Pablo, thank you so much for coming to chat to us, and looking forward to speaking again very soon.
Thank you, bro. See ya.
That was our second place man, Pablo Lopez there. Also, another shout out to Apex Racing Academy, who do lovely setups and coaching tutorials and data packs and all sorts. So certainly do check out apexracingac.com for more details on that. You can get setups for single seaters, rallycross cars, prototypes, and all of that stuff. So do certainly check out Apex Racing AC, and thanks for Apex Racing Academy for helping us out on Apex Racing TV. We are going to have one last interview with it is Nicholas Taymans in for a chat with us now. Nicholas, it was an action-packed race out there. How was your first race of the season?
Honestly, it was a good race, but mainly I would like to apologize to Kane, which I hit during the race. I just want to say that's the reason I didn't do any broadcast race, is because I didn't want to fuck up the championship of someone. So I would like just to apologize and say that I won't do any broadcast race anymore, except if they accept me. But I apologize for that. But otherwise, I felt it was an amazing race. It's so sad what happens, and could have been really exciting race if I didn't mess it up like this. I'm sorry again.
Yes, no problem. I mean, it was still very entertaining for us, so we'd love to see you back on the on the broadcast because he's had really good pace out there. I mean, is Road America one of your favorite tracks?
Thank you. I know my pace is not that bad, but I have been a hot lapping guy for a long time, and I didn't race for a long time, so I have to get used to it to get back into the race again, and that's why I did some mistake today. I didn't let him enough room, and I broke a bit too late, and was my bad. But I won't do that mistake again, and we'll see if I will do next race.
Absolutely. Well, is there any teammates perhaps that you'd like to kind of give a shout out to, give any thanks to?
Yes, of course. First to Kane. sorry again. And otherwise, Erin, which he's a good friend I met on iRacing, and he's really fast and he's pushing me forward. So thanks to him, and thanks to all the good community of the Radical.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having a chat with us, Nicholas. And yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you back in Apex Racing. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you back next week.
Okay. I hope they will accept me. I will ask them because, like I said, only if they accept me. Thank you very much.
Nicholas Taymans there. You're a 13th place finisher tonight. I think actually we've got one more interview to come because we have got, it's lovely. We've got two Scots people in the commentary box because Peter Mackay is going to have a chat with John McHutchinson.
Absolutely, and delighted to. John, that was a superb drive right up there with the All-Stars. How did you enjoy that?
Thanks, Peter. Enjoyed it. It was really good. I was just trying to hang on to the draft and stay behind them. Two guys up front were much faster than me, but I held it together.
Certainly did, and us Scots have done pretty well here at Road America in the past. Johnny Dumfries won here on a Porsche, and so did Robin Liddell in a Camaro. Is Road America a circuit which you particularly warm to?
It's one of my favourite tracks on at iRacing, probably behind Northcliffe. But I listen to you. You've got a fair knowledge of the motorsport.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. And on a scale of 1 to 100, how excited are you with Knockhill coming to iRacing very soon?
I didn't know that, is it?
It is indeed. Yes.
Let's look forward to that then. It's a track we obviously know very well, so it should be good.
Fantastic stuff. Well, yes, I'm not sure exactly when, but it's been confirmed for 2021. Sooner the better would be good. If we can't get up there for real for a few months, it'd be nice to have it on iRacing. John, while we have you here, who would you like to give a shout out to here on Apex Racing TV?
Just to thank Sean Malloy for organising the race events and you guys for broadcasting it and doing your commentary. I like watching him after the race.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and we hope you enjoy the watching the race back later on. John, thanks for coming to join us, and looking forward to chatting again very soon.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
I have no idea what they're saying. So I guess that's the end of the interview. I don't know. Sorry. So that was that was John McHutchinson finishing in a brilliant third place. It was nice. Thanks for having a chat with us, for everyone who joined the Discord. Of course, if you race in the Radical Racing Challenge, whether you're in top split tonight or maybe if you're a little bit further down, join our Discord, and then if you are in the top split, we'll have a chat with you. Even if you finished last, if you finished first, we don't mind. We'll have a chat with the post race. So always interesting to get the drivers' views, because often we miss out one or two things. So yeah, certainly do join our Discord. There's a link in the description below to it. Next up, we are heading to Montreal, Peter, which is one of my favourite circuits. I don't think it's brilliant in these cars because they don't deal with the curbs at all, and Montreal's got some big curbs, but there'll still be the iconic Montreal walls that the drivers will have to be shaving in order to get those extra few tenths of a second. So could be a real different challenge to really anything we've seen so far this season.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Great to go to a street circuit in Montreal. Is an absolute cracker, and it's going to be brilliant to see who can channel their inner Gilles Villeneuve to get the absolute best pace in qualifying. If there's ever a circuit that's got the right man to be named after, Montreal and Gilles Villeneuve is the perfect combination.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be bringing you that broadcast then next week. That will be week 8 of the Radical Racing Challenge. Obviously, if you haven't raced the Radical before, go check it out. Go sign up to an official practice. You know, drive it around a bit. This is a good circuit to start off with. There's it's a fixed setup series, but each of the each week a new setup is developed specifically for that track. So it's a really good car to drive. All the settings kind of how you'd like them to be. So I recommend loading up a session and giving it a spin. Hopefully you subscribe to Apex Racing TV. We've got plenty more action coming up. We've got the Formula 3 Championship tomorrow. I think we've also got the Formula 3.5. We've got Aussie Mixed and Fixed on Sunday. We've got the first round of the Apex Racing League GT Championship on Sunday. That'll be me and Peter bringing you the action on that one. That'll be from Phillip Island, and we've got loads of other races as well from touring cars and single seaters and GTs, and also the prototype series. ARL's Prototype Championship starting next Friday. So yeah, loads of stuff. I recommend subscribing to Apex Racing TV and checking some of it out. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from Peter Mackay, and from Mark Tranter, it is Aaron Barber who wins it by a whisker over Pablo Lopez. We'll see you next time out at Montreal.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.